Hello and welcome to the Write a Song podcast. My name is Matt and I'm the creator of the Write a Song YouTube channel. This podcast is created for you, so if you've got any questions, comments or suggestions, then please leave them on Substack, which you can find at writeasongpodcast.com, or on the YouTube community tab. This podcast is also available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. This week I've been writing the lessons for my upcoming course, How to Write Your First Song in 1 Hour. It will be available in October and you'll be the first to know, so sign up at writeasongpodcast.com if you haven't already to be informed about the launch. Thinking about simplifying the songwriting process has led to me considering what new songwriters really struggle with. One of the main things is where to even begin with the songwriting process. There's so much to learn and it can become overwhelming. This can be the biggest obstacle for the new songwriter. If they never begin to write a song, then they will often give up on the whole idea and move on to something else. And that's a real shame for them and also for the rest of us. I discussed a similar theme last week on the podcast, so check that out if you haven't heard that already. But this week I'm going to take a different approach and suggest a starting point. Start with the chords. This might not seem like a revolutionary or unique idea, but you'd be amazed how many new songwriters agonise over this. So just start with the chords. Here are a few reasons why. It's the simplest part of the process. When you're first starting out, it can be overwhelming to try to figure out everything at once. Chords are a good place to start because there are a limited number of them in a key, and there are some tried and tested chord progressions that you can use. This narrows down your starting points, which can be helpful when you're first starting out. Also, it's a good way to learn the guitar or piano. If you're interested in learning to play an instrument, learning some basic chords is a great place to start. Once you know a few chords, you can start playing them together to create simple songs. This can help you to stay motivated as you learn to play your instrument. It can also inspire you to write a melody. Once you have a chord progression, you can start to hum or sing a melody over the top of it. The chords will provide a harmonic framework for your melody, and they can help you to come up with ideas that you might not have thought of otherwise. So how can you start writing chord progression? If you're new to songwriting, there are a few things you can do to get started with chords. The first one is to choose a major key. There are 12 major keys in music, and each key has its unique sound. When you're first starting out, it's a good idea to choose a key that's easy to play in, with chords that you are able to play on your instrument or are familiar with if you're programming them into software. For example, C major is a popular one on piano because it uses all of the white keys. And G major is a popular one on guitar because it uses a lot of basic open chords. Next, you can learn some basic chords. In each key, there are a few basic chords you can learn, and these chords are the foundation of most popular music. For example, in the key of C major, the basic chords are C, G, and A minor. Then you can experiment with some chord progressions. Once you know some basic chords, you can start to experiment with different chord progressions. A chord progression is a series of chords that are played in a specific order. There are many different chord progressions that you can use, and there are no rules when it comes to songwriting. But some chord progressions feature more often than others. I won't go into detail about them here, but if you'd like to learn more, you can go to the Write a Song YouTube channel, where I've got extensive lists of chord progressions. Chord progression videos are very popular on the channel, and that's because people are always seeking for ways to write songs easily and quickly, and chord progressions are a simple beginning point for writing songs. I'll also cover them in my How to Write a Song in 1 Hour course when that's released in October. Sign up here at writeasongpodcast.com and I'll let you know when the course is released. Once you have a chord progression that you like, you can start to hum or sing a melody over the top of it. The melody is the tune of your song, and it's what people will remember the most. When you're writing a melody, there are a few things to keep in mind. Make sure the melody is memorable. A good melody is one that is easy to sing along to and that sticks in your head. And in order to do this, you can use the chord progression to guide you. The chord progression will provide a harmonic framework for your melody. Try to sing or hum a melody that uses the notes of the chords in the progression. This is a great starting point for melodies. Chord notes can be the framework for even the most complex melody. The notes in a chord will feel safe in your melody, and then you can experiment around this to create more interest and more tension. Experiment with different melodies. Don't be afraid to try different melodies until you find one that you like. There are no right or wrong answers with songwriting, and that includes writing a melody. So feel free to go in one direction And then you can always come back and try another direction and just experiment and take as many edits as you require. Songwriting is an iterative process. That is one which it takes several drafts to get to the point of having a finished song. Writing chords is a great way to start the songwriting process. It's simple, it's a good way to learn guitar or piano, and it can inspire you to write a melody. If you're a beginner songwriter, I encourage you to give it a try. Start by learning some basic chords in a key that's easy to play in, then experiment with different chord progressions. Once you have a chord progression you like, start to hum or sing a melody over the top of it. Don't be afraid to experiment and have fun. There are no rules when it comes to songwriting. The most important thing is to find what works for you and create music that you love. There's also a few additional tips for writing chord progressions and melodies. The first one is to listen to other songs. Pay attention to the chord progressions and melodies in the songs that you like. This can help you to come up with ideas for your own songs. If you're not sure what chords are being played, then look them up online. Chord progressions can't be copyrighted, so often a chord progression can be a great starting point for you to then write your own song. Artists have historically always taken inspiration from other people, so don't be afraid to start with a song you like and then work from there. Next up, you can record yourself. Once you have a chord progression or melody that you like, record yourself playing or singing it. This can help you to hear it back and make necessary changes. If you don't have the necessary software to record a song, you can record it on a notes app on your phone. Or you can use a tool like HookPad, which allows you to create a basic song and then you could record it in more detail later. Once you've recorded a song, you can also get feedback from others. You can play it for other people and see what they think. This can help you to identify areas where your song can be improved. If you're a bit nervous about this, then just pick one person you trust and play back part of the song to them and see what they think. Or you can join online communities and forums and submit your song anonymously and get feedback that way. That can sometimes take the personal element out of it and reduce some of the fear of being judged by people you know and trust. Songwriting is a creative and rewarding process. It's a great way to express yourself and share stories with the world. Songwriting is a journey, and it's one that you can enjoy for a lifetime. So start writing today and see where it takes you. Okay, that's it for this week. I hope that helps you to get started with your songwriting, and maybe you can consider chord progressions as a more fundamental part of the songwriting process that you might have previously. As I said, there's loads of chord progression videos on the Write a Song YouTube channel, so head over there and check out them if you haven't before. Remember that this podcast is part of a conversation with you, so if you've got any songwriting questions, comments or suggestions, then please get in touch on Substack, also available at writeasongpodcast.com, or head over to the Write a Song YouTube community tab. I'm always eager to hear from you, to hear your questions, to hear your comments, so feel free to get in touch and you can help to shape future episodes of the podcast. And that's it for this week, so good luck with your songwriting this week, and I'll see you next time. All the best.